Hello, student. So I am just going to repeat everything which we had studied from the day one and till date. So I will explain all the concepts and theories as well in this session. Okay, so let's start with a new project creation. First of all, regarding the Java, as I explained in the class, Java is basically pure object-oriented programming language base and 99.99% pure object-oriented programming language, and 0.01% is just because of primitive data types, and primitive data types are int, long, double, and all these, which are not a classes. Other than that, all are classes, and it is object-oriented, pure object-oriented programming language. So regarding the project, if I talk about the Spring Boot is basically a version, sorry, framework of a Java, which basically allow us and help us to create a web application with a built-in dependencies. And the difference between Spring and Spring Boot is mainly is that the Spring MVC or Spring is basically a framework which can create help us to create a monolithic application, and in which we have to create the main, which we have to create we have to configure its server as well. But in Spring Boot, many dependencies are already there. We don't need to create a bean. We don't need to. We have some other built-in dependency. We can load them and just use them. Also, in a Spring Boot, we have a existing server which is an embedded server, Tomcat, and there are a lot of different features. So in this we are talking about a Spring Boot project. So let's create a new Spring Boot project. So first of all, what we will do, we will go to the in intelligent new project, and in this I will select from left, I will select the Spring Boot, and here I will write the name of project. For example, if I can talk about its student project. Okay, so this is the name of project. Where it will store, it will store it my this directory, and then type language is a Java, and type we will use the Maven. We will talk about work on a Maven, not Kotlin and Groovy. We will use the Maven. So in that package name, for example, I can give the com dot student dot project, and artifact is a student, and then com student project, and I think that is package name is also enough. You don't need other package name. The group name and package name can be same, not a issue, but you can make the difference if you want to. Okay, so you have to select the JDK. Either you select 17, then here should be 17, and if here you are selecting 23, then here you should select 23. So both should be same, and packaging will be jar. Okay, so and server URL is the start spring.io. If I can talk about this start.spring.io. So what is this? So this is basically Spring initializer, which help us to create a new Spring Boot project with a built-in dependencies. Okay, so what IntelliJ will do once I will create the project, it will use this server as a base to create a Spring Boot project. You can see that these are the same thing which we are providing there. Okay, so let's go there, click on next, and okay, so these are the dependency. For example, if I know that what dependency I'm gonna use, I can simply select that before creating project, and simply these will be automatically added to your project without without adding it manually. So I am not selecting for now because I will teach you how to add the manual dependency. Okay, so this is a Spring Boot version. You can if you want to change, but we don't need to change, we can use the same version and just create project. So here it is a project created. You can see that it will start resolving the dependency. For this Microsoft Defender, I don't need it. I will put cross. If you got option there to load as a Maven project, you can simply click on yes. It should be load as a Maven project. Okay, so when the project is created, you will see that this is a built-in folder. It is created by them. So main file is basically the POM file. This is a file which will help us to add the dependency to tell us about the project and the detail and everything. Okay, so if you can see that it is telling that on a parent level we are using the Spring Boot framework, and a starter artifact ID is starter parent. This is the version which we selected. This is a group ID which we save while creating project. This is my artifact ID. This is my version of project. This is name of project. Description you can change. For example, I can add this project will be student data API. Okay, and then these are just the normal your lessons if you have to use. Currently we don't need to use that. Come to the this. Okay, so this is a Java version which we selected 17. So next main portion is this dependency. So you can see that currently it's added two dependency automatically. One is a Spring Boot because it is a Spring Boot project, and one is a Spring Starter test. These are the dependency which are based. You don't need to you don't remove that. We can just add more dependency whenever they required. Okay, and if you can see that on a left side, on right side, you can see Maven here. Might be you can see only M, not complete Maven, because I have changed the setting, so that's why it's showing me complete name. But in your case, might be not showing complete name, it's just showing M. So this is a Maven. So whenever you face any issue in a project, you can simply click on this Maven, go there, go to lifecycle, double click on clean. It will clean the project, look, build success, and then compile. It will compile the project. Okay, then all is sorted and you can close it. Okay, now let's talk about the packaging. Go to the src. We have only work in this src folder, src main java. This is the project name and this is the application name. All right, so this is a student application, so which we have to which we are created. So this is a main class. You don't need to change anything in it. It is just the main method. Here if you can see, this is the main method and it will run the Spring application when I will run this project. So I will not change anything in it. Just close this file. Okay. Now in this package, simply right click on that, new package. Okay. Simply and write controller. Every package name will be small. No capital letter will be in it. Every letter will be small. Controller. Simply controller, in that right click on that and create Java class, and for example I write student controller. Okay, this will be created. Now currently it's just created a simple application, but I need to register it as a controller. So to register it as a controller, I need to use some dependency which allow me to contain the controller. So if I can talk about the controller and a thing, so first thing, I these are the annotation. Whenever I need to put annotation on the on anywhere, so I will use add the rate and then I will put whatever annotation I'm going to use. So I'm going to use rest controller. This is the annotation which is in a which I can found. Okay, so you can see that it is currently red because this REST controller notation is not a part of Spring Starter, is not a part of these two dependency. It is not a part of these two dependency. So we can't get these. If I need to use that, I need to add that dependency in it, which have this REST controller. Okay, so let's see. If I can just simply click there, add Spring Boot Starter Web to the class path, it will add the dependency like this. Look, it added the dependency automatically. You don't need to remember that, you just need to know that the Spring Boot REST controller is a part of Spring Boot Starter Web. Previously we have a Spring Boot Starter test, now Spring Boot Starter Web. Okay, and you can remove these as well, but it is fine, I can explain you. Actually version is a release mean it is a updated version, and scope is a compile mean it will add this dependency on a compile time, because I need to use this annotation on a compile time, not on a runtime. Difference between runtime and compile time you already know. If no, not know, so compile time is basically the thing which we have to add on before running the project, and runtime is that on that thing when I will click on running the project, then on a runtime it will add. Okay, so for REST controller, what it did, it just added this import in it, because this REST controller is part of Spring org Spring Framework.web, org Spring Framework.web, this web, and dot bind dot annotation. It is a part of this package unit, so I use that. Okay, so now let's move further. For example, I just need to create a public, um, not a simple string hello, and I just create a hello. I created one method. I want to call it from the uh, from my browser. So what I have to do, what I have to use one more annotation in it, and that annotation is a get, post, put, delete. So currently I am gonna use the get mapping because I don't have to pass any data or to create anything. So what I will do, I will do hello get mapping. So basically this is the mapping which I will use to call from the browser. So from browser, when I will type this hello, so it will automatically land there. Okay, so let's start this project. I will click on this is a play button. You can see on it is showing run. When I will click on that, let's see what it will do. Okay, so it is saying Tomcat, which is a embedded server of Spring Boot, started on 8080. 8080 is basically a default port of Tomcat. So once it run there, and the context path is empty. I did not give any context path to the application, uh, so that's why it's running on just without any context. Okay, so now let's go there and run the local host. This is a server local host. 8080 is a port, and then I put the hello, and look, here we go. So what is this hello is printing? This hello is printing from here. I can change it hello world, I can change it hello one. And whenever you have to do any change, you can simply rerun the project. Okay, so what I did, I changed the mapping name, method name different, and the mapping name different, and text different. So you should get clarity that what it is printing. So look, this hello is this hello, not this one. This is just a method name. You can keep anything here. It is not an issue. And this is what it is printing. Okay. So that is the hello world. So now let's talk about the other thing. And now let's talk about the database, and let's connect and get the data. Okay, so what we are gonna use, we are going to use the MySQL. You can use any tool for the MySQL, either SQL Yog and SQL Workbench, anything else. I am going to use the PHP MyAdmin. So you have to install the XAMPP, and after installing XAMPP, once you will open it, it will be window something like this. Okay, and when you will click on Apache start, you have to start this Apache. Okay, so it will change to stop, and it will start showing PIDs here. So it means that it is starting now, started now, and also it is showing status change detected running, and then you have to start the MySQL. Okay, so it is saying that this may be blocked due to port missing. It did not started it. So okay, so let's try to find the issue. You have to open the task manager. You have to go to detail, and you have to find MySQL there. Is there anything running here? MySQL. I'm not removing this from video, so you can also troubleshoot like this. If I am able to solve it, then good. Otherwise, need to find the what is the issue. Okay, so looks like there is nothing MySQL thing running here, but still it is saying you have a port issue. Okay, so let me open my command prompt, run as an administrator, and write the command here next that a b. It will tell you what port is using by which service. Okay, so our MySQL port is 3306. Okay, we need to find that 3306 is using by which process. Let it complete first. Let it complete first. The command is still running. Meanwhile, try to find if we already have okay 80 135 444. Still scrolling. Let it complete first. And meanwhile, let's give it a one more try if it can run. Okay, it is running now. Sometimes it is just a issue of matter. Otherwise, I would find a port from here and just and it. For example, if it is 3306 was written there, so it is telling me that Anydesk is using it. I will just go there and I will in a task manager. I will just close the I will try to find the Anydesk. Look, here is Anydesk, and I will just end task it. Okay, and then run again. It will run. Just example. For example, if the 3306 port was there, then Anydesk was the issue. So I'm just trying to explain. Okay, so it is running. After that, you can simply click on admin. After you will click on admin, it will open the this screen in front of you. Not this screen. Localhost PHP myadmin. So once you will click on admin, it will be automatically open this screen. It is taking time. It will open in a while. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, you have to click on this new button, and here is a database name. You have to create a database. For example, if I can say I am going to create a student underscore project database. All name will be small, only underscore will be used between two words. Okay, student project. Okay, so I will click on create. So you can see student project is created here, and here it is showing me to create a add a table name. Because table is empty currently, my database don't have any table, so I am gonna create a table. I will say I am going to create a table with student. Okay, so I need to define the number of column. Whatever the column I'm gonna use, I will define that. So I need the one column always will be ID. There will be a no other column than the ID. ID will be must. You will always have a ID column. Just let me define here. Okay, the one will be the ID, and ID will be a primary key, and one will be the, for example, student name, one is the age, one is the gender, one is the semester, and one is the roll number. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 column gonna create. So it is I can increase from here as well, and or I can add the column letter as well. I can just create a table name and just click on create. Okay, it will create a project, and after that it will then name. I will say the column name will be ID. Your ID will always be int. And for integer type values you don't need to define the length. Just go right, and there is a column saying label saying AI auto incremented. AI stand for auto incremented. You need to mark it a tick for AI. Okay, it will automatically apply primary index on it as well, and we are keeping it auto incremented, so we should not change its value again and again. We can simply create a it will automatically create a new value whenever the new record will be added or modified or something like that. Okay, so the next thing will be student name, and type of name definitely would be string. So in a database as a string we use as a varchar, and my length can be 255. uh, I can use, for example, 255. You can keep it less as well, 100, let's say 100. Okay, and then roll number. For there I will also use the underscore and no capital letter here, only underscore between two word, all small. And roll number is also can be varchar. It is can be a string. It is will be not be a more than 50, I hope so. Okay, and whenever you are going to use a string you need to define its length. And then next is for example age can be integer. I need to add two more column here. So here you see it is allowing me to add one column or add two column. I say I need two column. From here I can change, or from right we can change. I can add, just go, it will edit the column there. Okay, age and after age there is a gender. In a gender, okay, so in a gender I will use as a flag, either it is a M or either it is a F. Okay, so basically in that case I will use this for, so that we should not have a redundant data. For example, in your database you have multiple record like male, female, M capital, M small, capital, F small. So rather than this, to avoid this type of redundant data, I can use it as a flag, just M or F. So it can help me to fetch the data and to update the data, whatever, and it length will be one, only M, only F. Okay, and what was the other column name? Semester. Okay, so let's say semester. Semester can be int 5, 6, 7, whatever I want. Okay, so my table is ready. I just need to click a save and table will be there. Okay, you can see that table is there. I will click on browse, select static from query student, automatically run, and you can see there is no data currently here. I will simply go to insert screen, click on insert, and I will going to add the data. Okay, so come here and just in a name, for example, I can add a name like, okay, and roll number can be anything, like age can be like 19, gender can be M, semester can be fifth. So this will I will not add the ID data, because ID I keep auto incremented, so it should automatically add it. Okay, and the next row is, for example, I can say again like and roll number is 946, age is 20s, gender is male, and semester is 7. Okay, and once I will click on go, it will run this query and add the data. Okay, so it is giving you query as well. You can see that in a ID it is giving the null. So what null will do, null will automatically add that. Just copy this, select it and copy it. You can do the control C and then click on browse again, and you can see that here data is added. So if I have to add more data, either I should click on insert, either I should go on SQL and simply paste this query which I already copied and just change the name here. Just name the and I, let's suppose whatever the name using, and just change the 569 and just 18. Just change the data here to F, and semester is like, for example, 6, and semester is like 5 cent. Okay, and just simply either control enter it, or just you can, there is a button as well to create or select the query. You can just simply yeah, this is one. You can click on go and it will automatically, and now come to browse, you will see that you have a 4 data. Okay, so you have a different data here. Let me increase to insert to more data. Just change the name, and rest everything should be same. For example, XYZ. Okay, this is a female data. Next time I will do the male data again. ABC. Just to make little more data, I am creating this. Okay, so we have enough data for now. Okay, so this is the data. Now let's talk about database side. Okay, so first of all I have to connect my database with a project. So first thing you will do, you will simply go to this right side DB. You are already seeing there above the M, you will see the D. Click on plus, click on data source, and you will see the MySQL here, MySQL here. Okay, you will see that it is a local host and this stuff are doing. So I will just give the username. By default, localhost user is a root, and there is a no password of that. And on a database, I will just copy my database name. My database name is a student project. This is just copy it here. And if you got option here to install the missing driver, just click on that install missing driver and it will automatically install there. After that, for example, I give the wrong database name and can click on test connection. It will say that unknown database. Okay. And if my username is wrong, it will say that access denied for user root 1. Okay. So let's change it. Let's change it and click on test connection, and you will see that it is success. Okay, and after that click on apply and click on OK. Okay, so you will see that it is showing your database here and table here. Okay, these are the also telling the columns and everything is visible here. And now if you have to write any query here, you can write from here as well. Select static from student, simply control enter and it will show you the data here. And if mistakenly you close it, you can simply right click here and new and query console, and you can write your query again. Okay, so whatever you want to do, you can just simply create. Okay, you can now close it. Now we have to connect database to the project. Now come to the resources folder and application.properties. Okay, in application.property you can see that it is only showing your project name for now. So we have to make a database connection, and for the database connection, Spring provides us Spring data source, Spring dot data source dot URL dot URL. We can copy it from other application or from Google as well, but this is basically correct to you. If I can look into other projects, so yes, Spring data source dot URL. And what we have to do, we have to give here this URL JDBC Java database connectivity. This is basically you can say driver which I'm going to use driver, or you can say connectivity tool which I'm going to use, and then MySQL is basically what database we are going to use. This is my local host is my server, this is the port of database, and this is basically my database name, and in our case our database name is a student project. Okay, same Spring dot data source dot username root Spring dot data source dot password is equal to empty. You just keep left it empty, and then Spring dot data source dot driver class name. We are going to use this driver. You don't need to remember it, but just you should know that we are going to use the CJ MySQL driver. Okay, so it is getting as a red because currently it is not installed. Just click on there, create package. No, we are not gonna create it. We are going to use its dependency. Let's copy dependency from other project, and what dependency it's gonna use is it is a MySQL connector. This just copy it or from Google or whatever, or just keep remember it. Come to dependencies tag, and after last dependency press enter and add here. And once you will edit it, you will see this m link here. Just click on that and see it will start syncing, and everything is synced. And now if you come there, the error is gone. So your database is connected currently to your project. So you can now use your database in the project. Okay, now let's come to the point other. Okay, first of all, you have to come to there, and in a like controller we have to create some other packages. First package we are going to create, right click on this new package. Okay, and just write entity. Whatever the table we have, we are going to use entity in it. Okay, so entity basically will store all the tables in it. And how I'm gonna create the table entity, this is you can see here. First of all, you can simply go to the there file, you can show view tool window, and you can see persistence here. If you are unable to see the persistence here, you need to find out where we have a persistence. Either click here. If you don't find db changes services run version control, Okay, project structure, project, no structure, logical, project, not this. Again, go there and let's try to find out. View, Maven profile, pull request, TypeScript, persistence. We need to find the persistence here. It should be there. Let's check into other project. If I can talk about other project, so it is coming there. And why it is not coming here? Because in that project we don't have a currently. Yeah, look, if you can click here, you are also seeing persistence here in other project. Let's go there and you can't find it. Okay, so let's add the JPA dependency. There is a one JPA dependency which we are going to use for the persistence. Let's add this. Go to this, copy, paste, and then again click on Maven. This is basically JPA is a dependency which will help us to create the entities and everything. Now click there and see persistence is here. Because previously in that project I don't have that dependency, so it was not uh, considering that persisting project. So now click on persistence. Okay, now click here, click new JPA entity, and let me explain again. Click here, okay, back structure, and then we'll do one click. Okay, click on persistence, and after persistence you will see this window. Click new JPA entity from DB. Okay, come there, and here you will define that in which package you have to create the entity. Just click here. If you don't want to use this target, just click in these three dots and project entity. Okay, okay, and then in this here it is showing you all your tables, all table. I click on student table, and then it is gonna ask me what column you need to use. I need all column. I click on all column, and then I just click OK. Okay, and then minimize this position, and you can see that in entity table it automatically created the student dependency. Okay, you can see that, and in this, if you can see all the table and their getter setter and everything is created. You don't need to create anything, you just need to know. So this is a student table, and this is a table annotation which is going to use to define the table. This is the ID, ID basically which is going to use for the generational purpose, like it is my auto incremented ID, so basically it will use that. So generated value, it will automatically identity and create a new thing, and name, age, and everything is created there. We don't need to create anything. Okay, now same I will create a one more package. Right click here, new package, and it will be repository. And this is basically this package will basically use for the purpose of creating of repository in which I will use the my database table and queries with them and everything regarding that. Okay, so let's create that repository, and inside this right click new Java class, and whatever the my table name is, it will have first here. My table name is student, sorry, entity name is student, and after this repository. Same like in a controller we have a student controller, in a repository we will have a student repository, and just click on interface there. We are not going to create class, we are going to create the interface. Okay, so here we have a interface, and in the interface the repository I have to use this class as a repo, so I will use the annotation repository. Okay, and this class is because it is the interface, extend the JPA repository, and in this I will import my entity. Okay, So if you can go here, you can see that this is my entity which is gonna use an integer. It is a this integer, it's id integer, whatever its primary key data type is, it will come there. Okay, so for now I just created this. Also, as we are using the controller, so what we have to do, we have to work in a layer architecture. There is a one model which name is a MVC. MVC is a model view controller. So basically what we do in it, we do it, one is a view. What is the view is a screen which is an interface which you are seeing it view. For example, if I can talk about this google.com. Okay, so this is a view screen. So this is a view layer and view architecture. When I write anything on that here and click on search button, what it will do, it will come to controller. This is another layer, controller layer. The request will come here. Okay, the request will come here and controller will decide request will go where. The controller will do the rest of things. For example, I searched whatever like thing Ferrari car. Okay, and when I click on search, the request first go to the controller, and then what controller did first identify what is the basically where request will go, and then route the request on a desired model or desired service, whatever you can say. If I can talk about MVC, so yes, it will be a model. M for model, V for view, and C for controller. So how it is this model will work, and same request will come back from here after the business logic, whatever the model is doing, and then from controller request will come back to view, and we see this result. Okay, so this is the MVC model. MVC model mainly work on front end and back end both application, but on our Spring Boot side, we don't have a view, because on a view you can say that the view is only the API endpoint what we are gonna use. These are the endpoints. So in this we have a layer architecture, controller, service, and repository. So controller I created, repository I've created, so I have to create one more package with the name of service. Okay, and in this I will create one interface with the name student service, same like student controller, student repository, student service, and click on interface. Okay, and in this I will just define the abstract method which I am going to use. For example, one method I am going to use is I will say I need all student data, list of student get all student. Okay, one method I need get all the student. I need to import these thing for that because student entity will come there, and a list will also, Java util list will also there. Okay, one method is I need list of all student. One method is I need to get student by ID. I need to get list of students, get student by gender, get student by gender. Okay, so this method I need. I will not give its implementation here. It is just the abstract method. Okay, and abstract method are those methods which don't have any implementation. It is just the definition, and implementation will be given by the class which will implement this interface. In same service, I will right click, I will click on new, I will click on package, and here I will create a IMPL. IMPL mean implementation, just short form of implementation. I will create this package, and inside this I will create a one new Java class, and it will be student service and then IMPL. I mean student service implementation, and we'll just click it. So it will, what it will do, it will implement the student service, and you will see that it is showing the error. It is saying kindly must either declare abstract or implement abstract method. So what I will do, I say implement abstract method. So one way is I will automatically do from there. Other way is I just go there, copy this, I will apply public and paste this, and just start giving implementation here. I will give the implementation letter. Just copy first of all this method. So I should override this public. Okay, public, and this. Okay, so these are the student implementation and everything. Now you can see that it is showing this arrow O. O is basically showing implement method. If I click there, it will showing that I implemented this method, and it is showing I mean implementation. When I click there, it will throw me there. So this is a basically implementation. So I will make one more. I will need one more annotation because, okay. So first of all, I need to use repository here because I need to get the data from database, and database is interacting with repository only. So I need repository here. What we do whenever we need a class, we do something like student repository is equal to new student repository, whatever I need. But in Spring Boot, we have a one annotation which help us to create the object of a, or bean in a background rather than using the new keyword, and that annotation is auto-wire. Okay, so whenever I need to create a object of anything, I can simply use the auto-wire. So auto-wire will help me to create an object of this class or whatever thing. But if you can see, it is giving the error. Auto-wire member must be defined in a valid Spring Bean because this class don't have any annotation and I am going to use annotation in it. It is not possible. So I need to make it as a service class at the rate service. Now you will see error is gone. Okay. So what I will do, I will simply return student repository dot. Look, I did not created this find all method in my repository class. This is a built-in method of JPA repository. If you can go there repository, I extended the JPA repository, and JPA repository have these method which are have a find all and everything. If you can click here, you can see that it's taking you to the implementation. This class I don't created this from the library. So it have a built-in method which we can use and simply call that. Okay, and same like return student episode dot get one. Either you can say get one or you can say find by ID. This both will do same work, but the difference is find by ID will have a optional. Optional mean what if data you got data or what if you don't get data. So in that case we have to create it optional. Optional optional return type will return the data. If you got it, it will if it will not throw any error in case if you don't get data. So definitely I change it, so I have to change it here as well. So it implementation should be proper, and then there you go. And then list of student return list return student repository dot find by gender. No. Okay, so you can see gender is not there. If you can see gender here, gender. Okay, but it is giving error. Why cannot resolve method? So primary find by primary key can be accessed, but find by other column names you need to create this method in a repository. So let's go to the repository and simply create method here list. You will create only abstract method. You don't need to give the implementation, just definition. List of student, and you will say find by gender. You can see here it is showing. Here you can create. Okay, so I am going to string gender. Okay, let's import. If you can hover it, it will say import class. It will automatically. So what I did, I simply created find by gender, and if I can go back, so it is automatically created. Okay. So now come to the controller class where I have to create actually this calling and their mapping. So public first method is same public list of students get all students. Okay, and then what I have to use, I will import the I will auto wire service here, service class here. Okay, and what my service class name is student service. Okay, and I will use the student service dot. Here you don't need to create a implement IMPL class. You just need to create object of your interface student service dot get a student and simply return that. Okay, now one more method public optional student was there, but I will definitely return student get student by ID. In this I will return and not return. I will, because here there we have a optional. Okay, we can do that. I rather than doing optional thing here, I can simply go to service. We don't write the logic in the service class. Just go to implementation, take optional student here, and then return, and you can simply return student dot or else null. So what it will do, optional, yeah, what it will do, you need to return the student from here. This implementation will be changed and you just need to find, okay, now come here. So what it will do, it would find the by ID student optional, and then what it will do, if it will present, then return the student, otherwise or else it will return the null. I don't need to write this logic in the controller, so I will simply return student service dot get student by ID. So either it will get the student or either it will return null. And same public student get student by gender. Okay, and int gender, my gender was not int, it was string gender, and simply return. And also there is not a list, it is a list of student, return type, and student service dot get by a student, and gender will be passed. Okay, so currently I just created the method. I did not give mapping because mapping will trigger that what we have to do and how we have to do. So student, I see it will be a student, it will be a get mapping student slash, here I need to define the path variable what I will return. Okay, so here I will say path variable. What is the path variable? Path variable is a part of URL. I will explain it. uh, and next thing, get mapping. In this I will say student student, what is happening, student slash, okay, so it will student, and then I will do the, in this case I will do the request mapping, request param. Okay, so what it will do, it will work as a student param, and it will work as a path variable. Let's run it and we'll see how it will work. Restart it, simply stop and rerun. Okay, my application is started. Let's go there on project, and here let's run first project, first method students. I will copy it and simply student, and you will see that it fetched all the data after DB. Okay, and data is there. Now call the next method student slash ID. For example, this is a student ID 3. With student, now path variable will work like this. I need to put the slash and then pass the value. I will click on 3, so look, here is the data. Okay, and I have, for example, if I put 8, so there is the data, ID 8 is there. If I put 9, there is no data, so it is returning null. Okay, so null mean empty, there is no error there. Just clean it so you can see error. There is no error there. If I put 8, data will be there, 7 data will be there, 6 data will be there, 5 data will be there, 4 data will be there. Okay, now let's talk about the request param gender. So what I will do in that case, I will just copy this. Student is already here. In that case, we don't put slash, we put question mark. And after question mark, we will give the same name which is added, which is the variable, and then equal to. And in that, we will pass that. Okay, so what it is saying, it is throw the error, wide label error page. Now figure out what is the issue. Okay, so it is saying or you hibernate query argument m which I passed the value m of type string did not match parameter java dot lang dot character. So it is saying that I am passing the string and they are expecting the character. Why? Why this issue will raise? Okay, so let me explain you why this issue is coming. First, let's do the debugging. So do the debugging, we have to put the debug point and just click on this line number. It will put the debug point and one more here and just stop your application and run rather than run on a debug mode. Okay, just click on debug mode. Okay, now it is clear and let's hit your service again. Okay, you will say that my application stopped there. It is still loading because my code is stopped there. So I have to go inside. To go inside, this is either this is the link or either this. You can simply click. It will go to the next endpoint. Okay, so here is the main endpoint. Just select that and click on this evaluate expression. Okay, and then click on evaluate. So you will see that actually error is here. Okay, actually it is saying actually this is not matched with the this. Why this is not matching? Because in a table I keep that gendered student. Go to structure and you can see gender is a character, not a string. And here in a student column it is also a character, not a string. So but I am expecting in a controller, I am expecting string. So that is the issue. Let's change it. It will change here, definitely it will change here, and definitely it will change here. Okay, and now stop the application and definitely will change in our repository as well till from start till end. Okay, now let's play in a play mode and restart it, clean it, and just go to your request again and then see. Look, it give me all data where gender is M. Okay, all male type data. If I have to find the female type data, I can simply say female. So you will see it as a female type data. So basically, this is how we should work. So these are the project thing we in a repository which we already have a method like find by gender, same like lace student. If you have to find by gender and for example I have to find by multiple column, find by either I want to get the data all male student of fifth semester, all male student of third semester, something like that. So what I will do, find by gender and I will put and it will start showing me other column. So I will say find by standard and semester and then I have to pass character gender string semester, same sequence, find by gender first and then semester letter. Same, I will create a one repo method here in a service, same character and then what string semester and call the find by gender and semester and same interface I will do in a my interface. Okay, and then in a controller I will simply do get mapping, get gets by gender and semester, and I need one more param semester and just get by gender and semester. Okay, what it will doing, it is a not compatible type because here I was using integer, so I have to pass it integer because semester was integer, not a string. Same like here, if I go there and I will find the semester, what is your type, its type is integer. Okay, now come to what error is coming, expected one argument but two found by gender and get student. Okay, find student by gender, and this method I will call. Okay, and now run it. Okay, okay, so what error it is being, let's find out. Character integer define error while creating beam. Get student by gender already student controller these are ready method. Okay, so basically this is the issue because my two method have a same mapping, get mapping student and get mapping student. That is not possible. Okay, so I need to change their mapping. Either I can put one here or either get student by GS, I mean gender and semester, and then rerun it. It will run success. It should be different. Two method can't have a same mapping in a one application. It is running. Just clear it. Copy this mapping. Cop come here. Student. Just put student by GS. Then gender is equal to M. And for second param you will put and semester is equal to 5. So you will see that we have only one male who is in a part of fifth semester. The data is here. M6 no data. M7 two data is here. Okay, same like female 7 no data here. Female 6, okay, so two data is here. So this is how it is working. It is finding by multiple column. So these are the methods which are already exist and we can create. But what if I said you I need a data of student who are male and also their semester can be 5 or less than 5, then this is not exist there. This is exist there, but it is a some other way. But I have to teach you one more point which is related to the native query. So first of thing, list of student find student by either semester, either by gender and semester. So this is our method, before after we can use that, but here I am going to teach you something different. Semester custom. Okay, so what I created, this is just a random method name I created, and what I will do, I will write the native query here. Native query is a query which can be write here, for example, if in a SQL I said you find a student where where gender is M male and semester is less than equal to 5. So this will be a query. If you can see, okay, so here is a query. Either it is a 5 or either less than 5. If I can change it, I can change it and put it as 7 less than equal to 7. So it will give me all male data with 5, 7 and below that. Okay. So same query I will gonna write here, but here annotation will use a query value, and in value I will put this query, and after this query I will use column native query is equal to 2. It will allow my JPA repository to tell that they are going to use a native query, but I can't hard code it. I need to pass this data, this one. So for this, rather than value, simply change it to colon gender, same name like this, and in this same here semester, and no need of semicolon. So if I go to the background, I will simply create one more method. Its name will be this, and then go to there, same, then go to there, same. Okay, this will be a different find by GSC custom. Okay, so in this, when I will run this project, okay, so application is running, clear it, just find by GSC. By rather than calling this method, I will simply call this. So what it will do, it will find all the female with semester 6 or less. So you can see that six semester student, six semester, let's put 8 here. Okay, so 8 is not coming. Let's see why it is not coming. Why? Find a student by GSC, gender F, and semester 8. Now let's go to the query. Okay, I did not call this method in a controller. So this is a mistake. Just run this, and again, this is a way to troubleshoot your code. Okay, so 88 running again. Just go there and just enter again. Look, it find all the female with 8 semester or less than 8. For example, this is a 6, 5, 6, 5. Okay, so if I will put 6 here, so it will get all the 6 and below 6 data. Same like if I go to the male and then 8. So you will see it give the 8 semester data, 7 semester and 5th semester. If I put 7 here, it will skip the 8 semester row, only 7, 7 and 5. Okay, so this is how it is working. So this is a whole sum of all the thing which we covered in class. Definitely not all the thing, but maximum of the thing which we covered. So you have to focus on this and this type of stuff and work on that. Thank you.